Good afternoon, it's Pastor Marty from the Afternoon Drive. Well, Democrats continue to turn up the heat on Wm Barr to release the Mueller report. See, this is the new line now. We've got supposed leaks in the New York Times that why the Mueller team is very concerned that the Attorney General has glossed over the full Mueller report and making the president look good. That's not what they did. So what they're trying to do now is the new narrative they're trying to create is you don't have the whole story from Mueller. You don't know really how vile and evil this president is. That's why we need Adam Schiff to keep doing what he's doing, and we need that full report. And they're going to keep, this is the mantra now. This is how CNN, MSNBC, the rest of the lying legacy fake news enemy of the people media are going to keep validating themselves and their own existence and this never-ending drumbeat against the president. That you've been lied to by the AG. There really is stuff in the Mueller report that would lead to his, they say impeachment, they really like his execution, and I'm not exaggerating when I say that. So this is just going to keep going because you know that the Mueller report, though they could not in any way prove collusion, they're going to keep insinuating through that whole report obstruction, obstruction, obstruction. Every time, you know, the president tweeted, every time he said it was a witch hunt, every time he griped and complained about it, that's obstruction. No, it's not. It's a guy who's sick and tired of being lied about, vilified, and being frustrated, telling the world, this is nonsense. But, of course, the Democrats never play fair, and the Democrats are really not based in reality. And if they can spin a lie, no matter how stupid and quick to refute, it doesn't matter. The lie is what becomes the new truth. Enter Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, who just the other night was featured on MSNBC's All In with Chris Hayes, a town hall meeting on the Green New Deal. And of course, it was not a town hall meeting. It was a set-up propaganda piece. I mean, it was filled with adoring AOC fans who laughed and clapped at everything that she said so that she could give out her big Mr. Ed hee-haw grin. And Chris Hayes, you know, began the town hall with, if we don't deal with this in 12 years, it's the end. You know, it's funny, they've been saying it's been the end since, what, the 50s? But here we go again. And Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, a woman who is so dangerously stupid that if her policies are ever acted on, we are all in huge trouble. But she was trying to make the case that though the Green New Deal, it is ambitious. And she blamed the farting cow comment and paying people who don't want to work on a staff member who released the wrong version of the Green New Deal on her website. Wow, way to throw your staff under the bus there, AOC. It is big, it is ambitious, but it's okay, because we're just doing what FDR did. You know, the New Deal, it was big, it was ambitious, and then the Republicans came along and silenced him. Listen to this nonsense.
When we look into our history, when our party was boldest, the time of the New Deal, the Great Society, the Civil Rights Act, and so on, we had and carried supermajorities in the House, in the Senate. We carried the presidency. They had to amend the Constitution of the United States to make sure Roosevelt did not get reelected.
Wait, did she just say what I think she said?
They had to amend the Constitution of the United States to make sure Roosevelt did not get reelected.
So let's give Miss AOC some actual history. That would be facts, not revisionist hogwash that she loves to spew, and nobody, including Mr. Chris Hayes, corrected her on. Now, if the Democrats had this supermajority, how would the Republicans introduce an amendment to unseat Franklin Delano Roosevelt? Well, they didn't, and they couldn't, and that isn't even what happened. She is aware that FDR died while in office, and then Harry Truman filled out his term. that the amendment, the 22nd Amendment, putting a term limit on the office of the presidency, was not even introduced to Congress till 2 years after FDR died. 2 years after FDR died. And then it wasn't ratified until 6 years after he had died. 6 years. So, she sits there and she says, the Republicans, to keep these great ideas from coming forth from Franklin Roosevelt and the Democrats, they had to change the Constitution. They had to change the rules. The rule, or the term limit for the presidency, happened 6 years after he died. He died while in office, and had he lived, he might have been reelected yet again, because the Republicans didn't do anything about term limiting the president while he was alive. But see, facts are not what's really of interest to AOC, the artist formerly known as HIV. This whole democratic socialism, which is just a new word for communism, this is all about they are going to get through their agenda no matter how much they have to lie, contort, and twist. And one of the ways they do that is to get you, hopefully, off on something else, like AOC saying yesterday, we're not asking the president for 6 years of his tax returns. We're telling him he is going to submit 6 years of his tax returns. Oh, was that so? And all of this other nonsense that they do to get you over here while they continue to shred and trample on the Constitution, having they now think the new narrative to cover up for the fact that the deep state tried to pull off a coup on a duly elected president. And they want your attention off of all of that and look at over here at the evil Donald Trump and what he's been up to. And we need, when the real evil are these people. And again, don't just write off Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez as being crazy and stupid, though she is. She's dangerously so. And sadly, there are those who support what she does. You did notice as she addressed the FDR issue, there was a guy standing there in the audience nodding his head. He claims to be an economist who actually said at this town hall meeting why the Green New Deal is totally able to be funded by the government with no repercussions on the American citizen. See, the more we dumb down education, the more we teach revisionist history, the more we silence the opposition, the more we teach kids to simply absorb and drink the Kool-Aid, and we don't teach them to critically think and to argue and to ask, we are turning over more Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez's off the assembly line. And maybe not this 2020 election cycle, but you better understand that going forward, there are going to be a whole lot more Alexandrias in the way that people think and vote. I've said this for years. They're not public schools, they're government schools. They are meant for indoctrination, not education. Don't think you're going to try to save it now. You need to get behind charter schools, Christian schools, parochial schools, private education. Private education if we're going to save this nation. That's another video for another time. Thank you for watching. Hey, please subscribe to the channel. Tell other people about it. Get them over here. Get them locked in that alternative media, what we do, this is not fake news. This is critical thinking. And even if I made you mad, I don't care. As long as I made you think. Thinking is always a good thing. You know, I'm going to get a little biblical here. I am a pastor. The Word of God says, my people perish for lack of knowledge. Get some knowledge. Support these alternative media outlets on places here like YouTube. There are a host of guys and ladies that are doing some incredible videos, some incredible, insightful, real news. please support them. But support this channel by, I'm free. I'm not asking you to join Patreon, send me money. I don't have anything to sell you. I'm just here giving you my view, my take. You can catch me on the radio Monday through Thursday, 12:05 and 5:05 on AM 840 WPGS in the Orlando, Daytona Beach radio markets. You can get me online at those times, local840.com. That's local840.com. That said, please subscribe to the channel, smack the bell, get notification of my next rant.